to you, then you have to reflect on something. Isn't that what it is?
Reverses back to you. What do you mean by that?
So it's like 229902. So you'd want to, like, if it was like 1221, it's to look deeper inside and have reflection.
The time. Okay.
Mm.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, there's probably going to,
Then you have to reflect on something.
there's been a lot of reflection for me. Back to you. What do you mean by that?
So it's like 229902. So oh, we're echoing. It was like 1221. It's to look deeper in. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Sophia. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, hang on, let me look at my yeah, so like if it was like 1221, mirror numbers appear reflected back as there's a mirror between them, then messages call for you to reflect on your current circumstances in order to become more aligned with what will support your growth. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
100% is where I'm at.
No, yeah, fair enough. I keep saying 1221. It's like, don't skip self-care and remember not to burn out. I'm like, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very
Reminder.
much.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, love that book. I use it every day.
What is it? Which book is it?
Angel Numbers by
Oh, yeah.
Carl Gray.
Oh,
Yeah,
lovely. Angel
yeah,
Numbers.
yeah. It's just so simple. Like, that's what I like about it. So, yeah. Samantha. Oh, she back from Mauritius too. Oh my goodness. It's like a reunion. Hi, Samantha. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hmm. I can't hear her. That's okay. Um, can you hear us? I don't
No.
think she can hear us.
Maybe not.
No, we can't hear you.
No.
Yeah, I love playing with audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hello. How was your trip?
Oh,
I did hear you.
yes. Um, yeah, I can't answer that in just a few seconds, so
Okay.
let's move on.
Okay. Okay.
Happy to be back. Happy to be back. That's all I can say. Back in Australia and
Back to
mm,
Interesting.
feet on the ground.
yeah, I feel like I haven't quite arrived yet,
Oh, good.
but each day it's getting yeah, I'm feeling more grounded. Um, yeah.
All right. Great, because we're going to do a little exercise this morning to connect with our heart and to ground ourselves in. So that's perfect. So thank you. All right. So this is a heart integration exercise, which comes from heart math. And it's just how to tune into your heart really quickly and, really um, allow that heart coherence to come through, essentially. So if you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. You can leave them open. It doesn't matter. So we're just going to do some deep breaths and we're going to do them in for 6 and out for 6, just a nice flow. So we don't want it jagged. We just want to like in and out and in and out, but just really slow and intentful breaths. So breathing in for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So keep doing this at your own pace, trying to get to the 6 seconds in and the 6 seconds out. Just really noticing your beautiful breath. As you keep breathing in this slow and meaningful breath pattern, you might like to put your hands on your heart and connecting with that heart, breathing in that beautiful life force into your heart and your intent of living while you're here, what you have to share with the world. See if you can hear your heart, can sense it, feel it. What's your heart doing? Is it beating with your breath? Is it beating to its own rhythm? Just notice what you notice. And I want you to connect with a feeling of gratitude, a memory, or something that you really appreciate. It might be a memory you have with a child, with an animal, a moment in your life that you just absolutely felt so thankful for that. And once you have that feeling of gratitude or that moment that you appreciated everything about what was happening, I'm just so thankful. Tune into that feeling and turn it up. Feel it in your heart, in your body. Allow it to spread as long as you want to go, as far as you want to go. As you sit in that feeling of gratitude and appreciation, ask your heart, what's the next step I need to take in my journey right now? And then when you're ready, you can slowly come back to the space, opening your eyes and coming back to here. Welcome back. It's powerful, hey? Such a big one, that one. For me, I did that yesterday for the first time, and just the love and gratitude that you have from that and realizing how beautiful life can be. And if you ever feel stressed or overwhelmed, it's such a powerful little practice you can do to bring you back to right now that allows you to be fully present in that moment and allow you to be in your heart. Because when we're in our heart, then we can really take the next step forward that's right for us rather than what everyone else is sharing with us. So, hey, Rolly, welcome. Okay. Who would like to?
What was the exact prompt that you used when you said like from that space, what would be the next step? Or
What would be the next best step for you right now? Yeah.
thank you.
That's okay. It's just a really nice way to, your heart knows. Your heart knows what to do, it knows what the next step is. Sometimes we don't want to hear it. The amount of times I've heard just rest, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, Rolly's gone. And it's really just trusting that and coming back to that. So, yeah. All right. Who would like to share what's happening in the world of their business and their life? Anything they need help with?
I'll go if you like.
Perfect. Perfect, Joe.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw I saw your post. I
Okay.
loved it. Your invitation.
Just wanted, yeah, just to share what evolved as a result of our last time together here, which was 2 weeks ago, I think, when we talked about, and you mentioned a masterclass, and I was like, oh, okay. I was a bit contracted because they're not the most comfortable thing. They are actually, in saying that, they're comfortable for me to do, but I get caught up in all the techie stuff, and I really had a lot of, and as a result, I did have a bit of anxiety around it at the time, but I pushed through and resolved it, and it was great. So got into action, is what I want to say. I did go into action that very day and created the masterclass a week later, because when we spoke about the time frame of promoting that, and I went, okay, cool, no excuse, just do it. And so a week later, by the next Wednesday, I delivered it last Wednesday. And then it was good. It was fine. I actually got a client from it. So
Amazing.
there's only
Amazing.
3 people on their line,
Doesn't matter.
but yeah, it doesn't matter. I know. Yeah. It's gone out now. It's been edited and put up on YouTube. So it's being promoted. So I think actually I might have 2 clients. So I haven't had a weekend someone message. So but yeah, I just wanted to share that,
Amazing.
also say thank you because you prompted me to do that masterclass, which I've done so many in the past and hadn't had a lot of success. And I think that was the thing also. But I had to do something differently in my marketing, that was it. So thank you for prompting me for that. And
So welcome.
yeah, and that's what's evolving for me. And what I just got through that meditation then. And in fact, I did a meditation very similar this morning to my group that actually went live on my personal page, and I had no idea. I don't know if anyone saw. And I'm like, wow, I wonder what's that meant to be? And and it was all in here in my heart, came through. So that was just a perfect top up.
Amazing.
Just doing that now because I'm working with that this week, moving through some things.
I love you took inspired action because that is the whole point of inspiration. It's so funny because I posted about that last week. But it's like, when you're inspired, you keep going,
Yeah.
and that's when you get your momentum. And what you said, like you had 3 show up and 1 sign up. That is fantastic statistics because so many people sign up for masterclasses and don't show up. And I think it's like, I can't remember. Like I actually showed up to this event in Sydney. It was like a free business event. And when I showed up, they had 300 people register and only 90 people showed up in person on the day. And it
Wow.
was like a free event with like one of the leading business coaches in the world. And I'm like, why would you sign up and then not show up? And one of the funniest things was she's very triggering, this coach, and she goes, oh, someone didn't show up because they were sore from a massage. That's what they wrote. But she said this is what you can expect. Like if you have all these people sign up, only a small percentage are going to actually show up, but they're the people you want to work with because they're the people who are going to put the effort in. And if they stay to the end, that is powerful in itself. If they stay through your offer, that is even more powerful. They're still curious, and then if they sign up, then that's the best part of it. So, to have 3 and convert 1, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, now that masterclass is there and it's going to keep going. But what I was going to say when you shared that you accidentally got put live doing
Yeah.
that meditation, maybe that's what
No
you need to
accident.
do.
No accident at all. No.
No, but
No.
maybe that's what you need to do each Monday, have a live meditation people can tune into.
In
Yeah.
my group, on my personal page rather than in my group. Yeah. Fantastic. I'm thinking that too. It's like there was no what do you call it? There was no mistake going live there. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Now the world is going to see me.
It's time.
Fantastic.
It's time. It's time. Let
Yeah.
the world see you, Joe.
Yeah,
Let the world see
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. So I
Um,
then had to download it and post it into the group because they're the ones that were expecting it. I
Go
think,
live in both
oh,
yeah,
there you go.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
thanks for
time
that. My
at
techie me.
the same time.
Yeah, I will work that out. I'm getting there and I'm determined to conquer that techie thing. But
I'll show you how if you want it, no problems.
thank you, Dan. I really appreciate that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and you know what? The lady that's coming in came in 20 minutes into the masterclass. So yeah, I was like, there you go.
And this is like you just show up and like you said, you put your heart in it. You show up as you, it doesn't matter if you have 3 people or 100 people, you're still going to deliver it the same way. And whoever needs to hear it will resonate with it. They'll take what they want to take, leave what doesn't. And hopefully they see the value of you, Joe, and go, okay, I actually really want to work with this woman. And then, step into that. Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. So thank you very much. I really wanted to, acknowledge you for supporting me in that process, all of you, because it's all a collective energy. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for actually doing it and taking inspired action, right?
Yep.
We can talk all we want, but if you don't actually go do it, this is what I get frustrated with clients. If they go to me, wow, that's so inspirational. I'm like, are you doing anything about it? And they're like, no. I was like, well, then it's not inspirational. You have to go you have to go do it now. They're like, oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, then come back and talk to me, and then I'll know I inspired change in you, which is what I truly want to see. So yeah,
100%. Thank you.
you're so welcome, Joe. Amazing wins. Amazing. Oh, Charlotte, do you want to share anything about what's happening in your world?
Oh, I'm not muted anyway. Um,
It's okay.
so I have selected some dates. So my next talk in the gut series is on the 1st of November. And so I'm going to start publicizing it, marketing it, and then probably a push now and then very close to the time. Those two things there. And also I'm going to do got the dates for the Art of the Gut online talk, so which I've split into two. I think I said that last week. So that's going to be on the 11th of November and the 18th of
How,
November.
how many are you doing in the series? Have you figured out how many?
I'm going to do three.
Okay. Are you going to, only because this has just popped in my head, do you feel like you might do a membership where people can have like a membership and then get the recordings for lifetime access if they pay like a membership to come to all of them or something like that? I don't know if this is just a random thing that came into my
It would definitely be available for
Yeah.
people to buy, absolutely. And I think, yes, if they buy the three eventually. So we'll probably just do face to face first, then online.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, absolutely. If people want to buy the online ones, then they can buy it as a bundle or, you know, something like that.
I would even say you could even sell your in-person ones as a bundle. Just say like these are the dates, location and topic to be confirmed. However, it's all about the gut. You know, like you're obviously going to talk about what you're passionate about, so you know kind of what it's going to look like. And then you can have almost like build up that anticipation of like, oh my goodness, I bought these tickets to this event and I'm so excited for it. I don't even know what it is yet. And I'm just excited because Charlotte's doing it. You know, so
Yeah.
I
Yes.
know this is the first one and I really want to learn about this. So it almost can be like, you can offer a slight discount if they get 3 tickets or 2 tickets and bundle it that way. Which might be a fun way because then you're not worried, then you've almost sold out before you've even got to the event. So you don't even have that stress anymore.
Yes, yeah, that's true. I think it was just so on the fly, you know, that yeah, I'm sure I will start organizing it a little bit better, but it's just been right, okay, let's first one done, let's just do the second one.
Welcome
So
to your
yes.
creative energy outlet. That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I do like going quite fast. You know, if I get an idea, it's quite fun just to just go for it. So yeah, and the reason that I decided in November was partly because yeah, the last time was only a week, which was a tiny bit tight probably. And this time just gives me a little bit longer, and I am busy in between anyway with other things. And then the idea as well is from the online Art of the Gut is to maybe then offer just a select number of people the ability to join a circle,
Perfect.
which will be in January. So that will be just envisaging what you want. Maybe it's over a couple of weeks, that's all. And then just we will work with that so
Amazing.
that they can manifest what they want at the beginning of next year.
I
So
love
that's
that.
the plan at the moment.
I
And then
love that.
goodness only knows what's going to be in between. We don't know.
It's
We'll
okay.
see.
You have the
We'll see.
vision, be flexible on the plan, right? That's the
Mm,
thing.
yeah.
And I have to say thank you for sharing your passport story last week
Oh.
because I used it with clients because I was like, hey, this is why things, but then it also was so relevant for my life because, I've been trying to sell my house
Mm.
and then I went for a walk because we've just combined our land and our house together. And then I got this message, it was always meant to be together. And I was like, oh, thank you. So it just made me think of
Mm.
your story. So thank you so much for sharing
Oh,
that
no,
because
pleasure.
it was inspirational on many levels for me and for my clients too. So
Great.
Joe's
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure
what
we've all
passport
had a lot
story?
of things like that, which is, but it takes you to very unusual places,
Yeah, it does.
doing
Um,
unusual things.
yeah.
So I think that's about it. And then at the moment, I'm also being asked, although these are not paid, to do some platforms. So that is an interesting one for me because I do tend to work more with the psychic side as opposed to the mediumship side. And so when you're standing in front of a crowd, I think sometimes to give that space to allow the mediumship to come through is just a, how can I say? I think it's something that I need practice to do, because I'm very happy to stand in front of a crowd and give readings. But yeah, the mediumship is a different thing altogether because you do need to have space for yeah, spirit to come through in that particular way. So yeah, I was up in the Blue Mountains and did a platform yesterday, and then they've asked me back next year, and I've got another one, or
Amazing.
another two actually. Got one coming up in the Shire, and then a few more. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, trust it too. Trust it. And sometimes it's spirit giving us that opportunity to see if it aligns with us and if it works. And if it doesn't, you can say, okay, thank you for this experience. This is not aligned for me. So I went through this because I wanted to run healing circles, had this divine inspiration. I'm going to get women in the bush because I've got all this bush and we're going to sit around a circle. We're going to like do a meditation. We're going to do healing. I did 3 of them and I went, oh my God, I hate this. I'm like, this is not me. This is not, yeah. It wasn't that they weren't having amazing trance because I had the meditation channeled through and everything like that. It was just, I'm like, this is not me, and I have this beautiful friend and she's so good at running circles. And I'm like, that is she, and she loves it. And I'm like, this is not my thing. But sometimes we have to do it to understand because we're very capable. We have all these gifts, like you said, Charlotte, you normally don't do mediumship, but we have all these gifts. And sometimes we have to just test that path a little bit and go, actually, no, this doesn't align. I know I can do that, but it's not what I want to be doing. So it could be an experience like that, or it could be, oh my gosh, why wasn't I doing this before? And, this is being open and curious and see where it goes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's yeah, I mean, I actually do enjoy it, and especially because it's, for a finite time. It's not, a whole weekend or anything. It's an hour
That
basically.
would be that would be
It's quite
so hard to
fun.
hold space that long for a whole weekend. Anyway, so continue.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And also my purpose, I set an intention before I went in that it was actually practically helpful for people. And that to me is the most important thing because, how are you helping people? How are they practically going to be moving forward? Much as I love the education side of things and the exploring of, new ideas and theories and this, that, and the other, which I love, but you've got to leave people with something practical. So to me, yeah, that's the most important thing for doing it, really.
Yeah, they need action steps, right?
Mm.
So inspired action. I feel that's the theme of today, inspired action. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Charlotte. I'm excited to see how your series comes together and what's going to keep evolving. It's just like, I bet you next week you'll come back and you'll be like, okay, so I'm going to do this as well. Because it's just going to
Yeah,
keep coming.
that's the thing, exactly. And I haven't even started traveling again yet, so wait for that. Who knows? I mean, I know Samantha's been, off and about, but yeah, I used to just hop off at a moment's notice. I'd be somewhere. So we'll see. We'll see where these things go.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Rolly, are you in your new kitchen? I don't know if you can.
Yeah, so we are in the house, Casey and Brooklyn's house. And yes, I'm in the kitchen. There's Brooklyn behind us.
Hi, Brooklyn.
And so we were trying to have dinner and I was using my deep fryer so that I can make some French fries and it was exploding oil all over the place. So
Oh.
now I have to rewash the things that were already clean. So I'm like, well, I'm still jumping on because I want to still jump on. And
Showing
I'm
up.
going
Love
you
it.
guys in the kitchen while I'm washing dishes and trying to get the oil cleaned up because it's a big, huge mess. So, so I have been doing lots of shifting and changing and coming up with, I guess I am shifting, but I'm not shifting. I'm preparing, which is kind of a weird time to be preparing for 2026. So I am trying to make everything line up. So because right now everything just kind of is like in it's a little bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of this. So I'm trying to make everything flow so that everything flows into my wisdom cycles program, so that everything has a connection and always leads back to, if you want to be able to do more, to come back into. So as I was preparing for two things that are coming up, so I've got my crystal advent calendar that is ready to start launching, because I do pre-orders for that to come in. And last year I did I actually printed a book on Amazon that had all the 25 crystals that were in it and shared about how that it works. And so this time I've purposely joined it with so that even after the 25 days are over, that I've taken the information is going to take us to the new moon in January. So then that kind of like ties in. And so so that's kind of where I'm at right now, is just trying to like get all of my things in a row, make sure that all of my language is the same. So I'm using Claude to help me get to kind of streamline all the things that I've already worked on before. And then just kind of like, okay, how does this tie into the wisdom cycle? And how does this, so like this is another offer, so like how does that tie in? And then figuring out what all my workshops are going to be for next year, so that again I can have a full plan as to what it is that's going on. Even though we're only in September, there's lots of things that kind of like, so my advent calendar kind of caught up to me, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, it's already time, and I don't have everything ready, and I still have to print, and I still haven't priced out crystals. And so like that's kind of where I've tied things together. So I'm using Claude a lot, thanks to my daughter-in-law. That actually has she's like, well, it can actually do this and it can actually do that. And it's like, so I've really kind of used a lot of it to kind of bring everything together. So one of the things that I was able to do in Claude was hey, Lizzie. Yeah.
For anyone wondering, while Rolly's just talking to the dog, Claude is another AI. Like, so there's Claude.ai. So it's like ChatGPT, but it works on different functions and different parameters.
He was loving it. Somebody
Yeah.
took my burger.
I was just saying everyone what Claude is, because people are probably like, who's
Okay.
Claude? Anyway, so continue.
Yeah, so it's another AI.
Yeah.
And so but what I did was I took all of my things that I actually used to put into like all of my guides and all that kind of thing, that I actually had it help me put it into like format and things like that, is that I was able to take all of my chats and put it into one project, where it actually now is able to read all the different chats. Whereas before it wasn't able to do that. So it's like all of my stuff that I've been creating over the last 2 years that I've used, well, not 2 years, I haven't used Claude for 2 years. So like however long that I've been using Claude has been in those chats. And so being able to bring it all together, all my social media posts, like all that kind of stuff, because I was only using it for kind of like layered stuff. And so being able to pull it all together, so it actually has been searching, and it's like, hey, you actually created a guide for that particular topic. Let me help you like bring it together and use this. And so so that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is trying to piece things together so that I can tie everything else in together, so that everything flows and comes back to, because that was the goal last year when I started Wisdom Cycles, is that it was because it's because it used to be Soulful Life Hacks. So like I've like rebranded it to be able to have like all of the cycles and all the things into it. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on. And it's taking me a little longer than I had thought that it was going to, but but Claude's also given me some ideas on like, well, what about this? And what about that? So like, it's been really helpful, so that I'm actually going to have a clear project knowledge that is going to have everything. So when I'm creating any of my, my stuff, that it'll actually help me pull all of my information first, or at least that's going to be the instruction, to pull through all of my information first before it comes up with whatever other ideas that it might have.
Yeah.
So
basically you've created a database of yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been, so that's what I've been working on. So
yeah. And that's really
yeah.
powerful. And like you said, sometimes we don't realize how much we've created and how much, especially, you know, because share so much and create so much over the years, and then trying to pull it all together, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've already done this. How did I not
Well,
remember that?
I've got Google Docs over Google Docs over Google Docs, but it
Yeah.
hasn't been able to, like, you have to provide it certain Google documents. So it hasn't been able to read your whole Google thing yet. And when it can, then that'll be like even more powerful, because I've got like years, like everything is in there. So yeah, so it's perfect.
Yeah, that's why I started using Notion .ai. It now has a search function, like an AI search, like ChatGPT, but I haven't tried that yet. But I just find it's easier to cut and paste things out of it straight into ChatGPT or whatever, because it's like I'm not dealing with Google. I personally don't like Google, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But you know,
Right now that's where I'm at. So
yeah. But I feel too, I like that you're focusing it all back to your bigger offering. And I think that's for anyone listening, it's such a powerful thing to do, to always have like all these little funnels, but they all lead to the main thing, and they all lead you back to where you want your clients to potentially go. Because it's almost like you're leading them along, and they're building trust with all the offerings that you have. And I wish I was in Canada, because I'd happily get your crystal advent calendar. So
well, and one of the things, yeah, because I can't ship overseas because it's too expensive for me to
yeah,
ship overseas.
so expensive. Yeah.
But we had so I only do US and Canada for that. But but you can still order the book. So when that's ready, you can still order the guide from Amazon. I'll let you know. But it's
Make my own.
yeah, but it's been so powerful, right? So like it's been so powerful to be able to bring in all of that and see how much that I've actually been doing. Because what I used to do, and what I've been trying not to do this year, but still has not quite done it the right way. And I don't mean right or wrong, but like in the more of a flowing way, is that I would do a workshop, but then I never tied it back to wisdom circles, like wisdom cycles. Like I never tied it back to my main program. So now it's like, okay, so how do I? And yeah, so that's kind of where
And
I'm
this is your
and
and this is your branding. You know, you want
yeah,
to be known. Rolly's known as Wisdom Cycles. You know, oh, I think Rolly,
yeah,
I think Wisdom Cycles. You know, I think
yeah.
Crystal Advent Calendar. Oh yeah, that then Rolly made that, and she does Wisdom Cycles. This is part of your branding. You know,
Yeah.
this is kind of the next step in your business evolution, I guess.
Yeah. So, and one of the things is that like my names of my business, like my groups were like a little bit confusing. So then I had it help me figure out like how do I shift that in? So I've got that figured out as well. So then I'll be able to kind of implement that over the next little bit. So my core group is used to me kind of switching things up. So so that'll be good. But then it'll be, like I said, just really making sure that everything that I do ties back to being able to create that balance. So
Beautiful. I love
yeah.
that. And I think it's such a good reminder too about focusing, right? Like where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if you can focus everybody, like this is where you're heading, this is your journey. And maybe you can get Claude to help you do that too. Like, what does my client journey look like? You know, like what
Oh,
depending,
actually, that's really good.
yeah, depending where they come in, how are we going to get them from A to my B,
Okay.
my
Yeah. So
offering.
once I get all of my resources figured out, then that'll be okay. Perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Happy cleaning the deep fry. Sorry. Samantha, did you want to share at all? What's happening in your world?
I'm sorry I missed. I didn't compute that I was hotspotting off my phone, and then I decided to just go ahead and update my phone. So because I keep postponing it. So did I miss Joe? Did I miss
So,
did
Joe,
I miss?
yeah. Joe, did you want to
Okay.
summarize for Samantha?
Yeah,
Only if it's helpful for you as well, Joe, to
yeah,
kind of.
no, definitely. I was paying gratitude for last time I was on the call 2 weeks ago. I was I was starting my new program, and Catherine suggested I do the masterclass. I think you signed up for it actually, Samantha. And so I took that I went, yeah, I'm going to do this. The thing that gets me is the techie stuff, right? I'm not techie minded, and that was the resistance. So I worked with the resistance to create the masterclass a week later and landed it, and it was great, and pretty much got a client from it. So I mean, she hasn't paid yet, but she's
Fantastic.
signing in. She said she's coming in when the money comes through for her. So we'll hold that space. But it was just the just taking that action, taking that next step, and not letting those resistance blocks, stop you from doing something different, because yeah, we can market in so many different ways, and actually it was really enjoyable. So I think that was the main crux of um my share this morning, having the gratitude for that, and landing it and doing it.
Mm.
Regardless, I did have the techie issues, and that was fine. I just was, flowing with it. Oh yeah, hang on a minute, we'll get there. You just had fun with it. So the replay's there if anyone wants to watch it.
Beautiful.
Where the replays
In
where?
my,
In
it's
your
in my,
Facebook?
yeah, my Facebook group, which you are part of, and
Yes.
yeah, so you can go back and watch that. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for summarizing, Jo. And then Charlotte was just summarizing. She's got her dates now for her in-person talks, and we were just strategizing then how that's going to evolve into January, running like a program where people can set up their intentions for the year, and how possibly she can create some memberships around that and all that sort of thing. And but yeah, so I think I summarized that. Yeah, Charlotte. Yeah, great, perfect. So that's what you
Brilliantly,
missed.
Catherine.
Perfect. But Jo, I
Thank you.
needed you to say that again because, you're like, I did it. I faced my resistance. I need to talk it out more. So perfect. All right. Does that make sense, Samantha?
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's nice to be back here and hear what you all are doing. I feel like I've missed, like I had this story that, I've lost massive momentum. Basically 3 weeks of my life has been um well, let me reframe this. Basically, I think I had to go and take a deep dive into the underworld. Um, bit similar to the process I went through a year ago. Jo, you accompanied me with that, and Jo and Charlotte have kind of accompanied me a little bit, and I appreciate that. But it's, I know that there's a lot of value that comes from that experience. I know that there will be a lot of value, and it's taken me really into my heart, and I suppose given me I have a lot more compassion. I have a lot more understanding of what anxiety does to people, what it feels like to live in a state of constant anxiety and stress and unknown. Like just a reminder about that, and also, the fundamentals of what really matters in life, the connections with people and how we treat people, how we treat animals. Like those things are, um, there's nothing more important than that, than how we've treated people, and I guess how we treat ourselves
Thank
when
you.
we go through difficult times. So yeah, it's just I've cried so much. Um, and I'm just really grateful to sort of be coming out of that now that I'm I'm back home and I'm back into my networks, just like how important that is for my mental health to actually be connected into um the in-person groups I go to, as well as these online communities. Like, it's literally the difference between um you know I don't want to say life or death, but I mean, in a way it is, because um I've had a lot of moments in the last 3 weeks where I just did not see the point of living. I didn't want to go on living. I'm so, just, I guess, just remembering what that feels like gives me more empathy, more compassion, um, and yeah, um, that will inform what I do, my work, and I have been pretty proactive. Yesterday and even this morning, getting my things, getting ready for tonight for the Monday meetup, and I'm running a free carer event, and I guess I'd like some support with that on the 12th of October, where I've received a grant. It's not a big grant, but I'm offering it as a free event, and I'm starting to feel, um, yeah, I'm realizing that I really actually need some support for this in person. Like, I need another body to come with me to help me. And I don't know, I can't pay for it. Or maybe I can pay something, but like, just not to try and do this on my own. Um, I want to be strong. I want to be the one providing all of this, supporting carers, and yeah, but at the moment, I think I'm needing, I'm
Support.
needing a lot of care myself and support, and I've got things scheduled in to help. And I'm sure by that time I will be feeling a lot more resourced, but I think I need to get someone on board to help me. So I'm going to think about that. Who can I ask?
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing so vulnerably and sharing with us so authentically what's happening in your life. And it's just divine timing. So this is the sign in American Sign Language for I love you, and in the lifeline technique. Yeah, so it's like that. It's not the devil one. It's that one. Make sure you
What
put
do
your
you mean,
thumb
the
out.
devil one?
That's the devil. That's infinite love and gratitude,
Oh
right?
my God, really? It says who? Who says that's the devil?
That's
Who?
this one's devil without the thumb. This one's love and gratitude. I don't know. It's just the funny things in life, right? So if you hold that with both
Uh,
hands and you do it over your body when you're feeling that despair and just thinking infinite love and gratitude. Yeah. And just wave it over your body, especially over your heart. It will actually shift your energy because you're tapping into a love frequency. So when you feel like it's getting into despair, just think love, 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 or infinite love and gratitude, and it will actually shift you out of that really quickly. So that's just a little toolbot thing. The other thing, you can search it up, which is first aid stress tool. Yes, exactly. Joe's just saying regulating your nervous system is the most important thing for you right now, 100%. And I feel too, the crying that you have is grief, grieving for humanity, grieving for the fragility of life, grieving for, your old life, like seeing that contrast of where you were and where you are now, and you just got to let the tears come and actually have compassion for yourself, and and give yourself the space. Like you said, you need that care right now, and you've got people in your network you can definitely reach out to. But I'll send you another document as well, or you can Google it. It's called First Aid Stress Tool. And you just kind of tap into your meridian points and put your hand across your head and you breathe. It's just all things to bring your nervous system down really, really quickly.
Yeah.
And in terms of finding a volunteer, just ask, put it out there, put it out in your network. Say, hey, I'm running this event. These are the details. It's for a really powerful cause. I'm happy to write you a reference. You might get a student or someone like that come and help. So we used to call in students and say, we will give you a certificate for your portfolio, or we'll give you something to show that you're doing that, because, in speech pathology, they had to have a collection to show that they're supporting in different settings and things like that. So, because we would have a group of the 15 children with autism all in the one room, let's just put it that way, and just me and an OT, and we're like, we need support. Yeah, Joe's like, whoa. And and it's funny because they all kind of gravitated to kids who were very similar to them. It was like a weird kind of thing. They just felt who was very similar and who wasn't. But we knew we needed support, and we were out of our depth not to have that. So we just reached out to like local unis and things like that, saying, hey, someone wants support. So maybe if you can find a degree that aligns with the event that you're running, and maybe you can say, hey, are there some students that want to support, and I'll write you a reference or something like that, and say that you were that, because they want something that will make them stand out when they go for a job anyway. And if it's a worthy cause like that, and you can even put, it was supported by this grant that you got from wherever, and it could look really powerful. So students is one thing. Otherwise, just ask people in your community. Someone might just be willing to, offer. And like I shared the other week, when I was talking to businesses about supporting my retreat, and then all of a sudden I got all these beautiful gifts from them, like for the people coming to the retreat. You might be able to reach out to businesses and see if they can support you like that too. And just, whatever. I don't know what your event looks like, so I'm not able to tell you exactly who you can reach out to, but in your head what you might need. Like, do you need someone to help cater food? Do you need someone to help with chairs, with tables? Can you put sponsorship packages together, where people get mentioned in a booklet, or things like that. So, yeah. I don't know what your event's about, how big it's going to be. Is it a big event? I don't know.
No, I've got to limit it because I've got limited funding, so I'm limiting it to 20 people.
Yeah. So I guess, okay, I'm getting dream big, dream what you would like it to look like, and then go ask businesses to support you. Yes, you have limited funding right now, but you might have a business happy to donate chairs and tables, like an event business. You might have, because who you're serving, because it's for carers, right? Is that what it's for?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be surprised how many people will know somebody that they wish they could support somehow, because they're a carer that needs extra help, or they've gone through that themselves in their own family. So these, like, you don't know how big it is, so don't limit yourself on number just yet, but start to pitch to businesses, start to pitch to places to
Yeah,
get
the venue I
volunteers.
think can take 50. I think
Okay,
they're
there you go. 50. That's your max. Okay, see if you can get 50.
yes, because if the food got sponsored, then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
then I
Mm-hmm.
could.
And you might have multiple sponsors. Like, you might have people that make desserts. You might have people that specialize. I don't know why I just saw a line of food trucks outside the event. Like different people that want their food promoted too, that are local in the area, because then the reciprocity is that their food's getting exposure, and they're also looking amazing because they're sharing this within a really charitable event that people can get behind. So don't limit yourself by this is all the money I've got and $20. Go, okay, what can I do with this money to inspire other people to come on board? Can I use that money to then present like booklets to people to like say, hey, like our vendors, or create little like one-page flyers with QR codes so people can go and tap into all the businesses or something like that. You know, this is the endless possibility with QR codes and AI and everything these days. But yeah, but that could be yeah, what I'm saying is don't let money limit you. So use it as a starting point to get you going. But you'll be surprised what you'll get, especially because there are a lot more. Was my mum told me the other day that currently under six, boys under six, 1 in 2 boys under six are on NDIS funding.
1 in 2.
Boys under six are on NDIS funding. That is, to me, is scary.
Oh, wow.
I'm incredibly scared by that. So under six, they don't have to have a diagnosis, but that means there's some sort of developmental delay that they're getting the funding. Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, I won't go into the detail about how they're big changes on the NDIS, so I think that
I know. It's
change.
gonna it's been coming. That's why I got out when I got out. So politics really. But statistically too, when I started working nearly 20 years ago, autism was 1 in 1,000, and now it's 1 in, I think,
70 is what they
17.
70.
No,
70.
it's more than that. Like
I
actually
know. Well, neurodivergence or autism, because
autism. Yeah. So if you look
yeah,
up the stats from the
official statistic,
States,
but yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So which is scary in itself. Like that's a span of 20 years. That's a lot.
Well, yeah, it depends how your perspective. It can be scary or it can be exciting.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But what I'm saying is there are a lot of families affected by those statistics. So if you keep that in mind, and like you said, NDIS funding is changing. That's even more reason for people to be supported with this event, because a lot of people are going to lose funding and not have that support anymore. And maybe it's even, you
Yeah.
know, you can bring in businesses that are offering scholarships or free packages for these families that don't have funding, or things like that. Anyway, I'll leave those ideas with
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, that's inspiring.
Yeah, and just have a conversation. That's all you can do, and talk to businesses and
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. What
Yeah,
was the
because
last statistics? 1 in 70 officially have autism. Yeah. I think it's in children that number's higher. I think the last one I read was 1 in
yes,
32.
definitely.
So 1 in
Definitely.
30. So you got to think about pretty much there's like 30 kids in a classroom. Statistically, every class will have a child with ASD now. Yeah. Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
few was neurodivergent, I imagine, like
Yeah.
maybe 10%.
Yeah. Yeah. So the statistics are scary. And I already saw them coming when I was working, and I was just like, and I knew I could see it reflected in my caseload. When I started working, I had like 1 or 2 kids on my caseload with autism. Within 3 years, it was nearly my whole caseload, because I just became kind of like a magnet for it. But at the same time, by the end of my career, I think I had 5 kids out of, I want to say like 30 that weren't, so that's probably actually out of 40. No, I had 60 clients, sorry. So I had maybe 5 kids out of 60 clients that didn't have another diagnosis.
And also in the education system, particularly in TAFE, it's changed. So the landscape's changed so completely over the last 10 years, whereas now there are so many children that actually need one-on-one help, and they have extra time for their exams. And, all these things have changed. Very, very different to, even, as I say, about 10 years ago.
100%.
The whole
100%.
system's going to change, and some say that's what they're here for. They're here to bring in the system changes. On a spiritual level, that's what they're coming in to do. So
Don't get me
that's
wrong.
why
A
I
lot of
say it's
these
exciting.
a lot of these children's with ASD blow my mind. Don't get me wrong. Like I've had complete nonverbal conversations with some of my clients. And I'm
Yeah,
just,
yeah. There's a whole
and
podcast about that.
yes, yeah.
The telepathic tapes or something.
I listened to that and
Telepathy tapes.
I started crying because I went, oh my goodness, this makes so much sense why I was so good at my job for so long, because I could just connect with these kids on a different level. And even the amount of kids I had that come in, we're so off topic, but that's all right. Like we had all these kids come in and their parents were like, oh, they won't go into their room at night. And I was like, have you asked them why? Oh, they said there's somebody in there. I said, okay, did you explore that with them? Oh, no. Like just dismissed it like they were crazy. And so then I'd sit there and go, tell me what happens. And they go, I got to go to sleep. And this man comes in and he's like really, really scary. I said, does he feel like he's going to hurt you? And he's like, yes. And I said, okay, that does feel real, doesn't it? And it's like, yes. Okay, well, let's unpack that more. I said, do you think you can do these things? And he said, yeah, I can do that. Like, just say like a little simple incantation and things. Okay. I said, that person has no power over you. You can ask that spirit to go. You don't have to have it. And then I turned to the parents. If you believe in this or you don't believe in this, I need you to do this right now. And that's how to the point I got to, because their kid was so unheard. And, you could see the psychological damage kind of already going forth. I'm like, I need you to sage the house and I need you to, and I need you to say these words and I need you to do this. Do you think you can do that for me? Yes. I'm like, do you think you could do that? And they're like, okay. And they come back 2 weeks later and the kid's like bright and happy. And I said, how did you sleep? Oh my gosh, the man went away. I'm like, perfect. Thank you. And that was kind of my bridge between the two as I was leaving. But like a lot of these kids, they see things, and I've had kids who are nonverbal but couldn't express it. And I had this one when they were older, they said to their mum they found this photo and they're like, Mum, that's him. And she's like, what are you talking about? That is the man that used to come into my room and I would wake up screaming every night. And it turned out it was a friend of theirs that had died from an overdose in their living room. And the spirit had been haunting her son. And once she knew that, she knew what to do about it. But because he was nonverbal till he was 7, he wasn't able to express that to her until he actually had the words. So, it's really, I never discount when kids say to me, especially because I can see things too, but I never discount to them, when they say to me, I saw this or I felt this or this kind of happened. And I feel that's kind of my role too, like going forward, how I want to share that with parents and educate parents. Like, please don't dismiss it because it takes, 30 years to unpack it again,
Oh, I want to get you to come to one of the Monday meetups and talk
sure.
to the parents about that.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, and if I'll
Yeah.
keep that as a topic, keep it in mind.
Because a lot of parents, normally when I say to the parents, like, oh, your mum's here or your grandmother's here or whoever, they just start crying because they know, but no one's been brave enough to voice it, right? Like, I'm like, oh, your kid can see spirits. Oh, thank you. And it's never not received. Like, it's always like very welcomed because it's like another level of understanding. Yeah. Yeah.
But also,
And
I think they're getting, positive information by telepathically meeting. So there's areas where they apparently meet and they have these conversations, and then they're coming out with, as you said, mind-blowing information about what's happening with our Earth, how it's changing, things like that. So it's exciting in many ways.
I
And
had,
at the same time, they're opening themselves up to all sorts, positive and negative. And I think that is the problem.
It's interesting because my husband's Kenyan, and even though I've always been in healing and is this area of alternative medicine and things, it didn't really hit me until I was married, had been married for some time. And then I just listened to a lot of people initially from Africa, and then interestingly, Ireland, Eastern Europe, there is a lot of this talk of people sending dark energy. And so it's something that is really important to understand and know how to deal with it, because things were going wrong in their lives. And, I think if we're Australian or British or whatever, we tend not to talk about it in this way. Whereas when you talk to people from other cultures, they're quite open about it. They talk about it, and they try and work out what they can do. And that's where they have the shamans, obviously, and things like that. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey to see what's happening. And that's also why I wrote the book about, for children, for teens, about energy. Because I think, if you don't understand it, it's really difficult to transcend or understand what's actually happening. That there is the shadow and there is the light, and you can do a lot about it, but you just need to have some knowledge about it, or that you allow children to express what they know already, more to the point.
Yeah, and believe them. And even if you don't fully believe them, don't dismiss it. It's like, this is the most empowering thing, is like, because my long-term vision is to create a spirit school for children. This is exactly on par. So what we're talking about. But this is about, really giving children that validity not to doubt themselves, because that is what we've had to unpack, throughout our healing journey to get back to where we are. And, I love taking kids into groups out into nature, because I don't have to explain anything. I'm like, you have to ask permission from the tree or the plant before you take something off it. Okay. Oh, that one said no. All right, I'm moving on. I don't have to give any other explanation. They just accept it and they know. And I still remember I had this client and he said to me, I know what a star is. I said, oh, okay, can you tell me what a star is? And his explanation for a 4-year-old was so scientific and perfect that I went, that's exactly what a star is. And he went, oh, like he was surprised by the information he had himself. And then my friend was driving him home because they needed a lift and she had a spare child seat. And she's an occupational therapist. And he goes to her, this time's much nicer than living in the time of the Great Depression, because this and X, Y, and Z happened. And she's like, and she told me, I said, oh, I so believe that. And she's like, and this, when you don't shut a child down, the things that come out. I have another friend / client, and her daughter said to her, you're the nicest mummy I've ever had. And there was practicing spelling her name with Scrabble pieces, and she spelt all her past life names, like things like that. So the more children are being woken up without the veil, I feel, is the biggest thing that's coming through. And it needs to happen, because this veil has been too cloaking for people too long. And that's where the shift is happening.
But also, I think what's helpful as well is that, science finally is catching up, right? So with quantum mechanics, quantum physics, we can actually explain things, and that helps the parents. Because if you explain it that way, then it's not so scary, it's not so unfamiliar, because they've lost that familiarity over years. So I think to be able to do that, and that's what I love doing, is explaining from a scientific perspective, which then allows you access into the world of spirit.
100%. And even like the DNA and ancestral, generational healing, now you can explain it in the terms of like, well, something happens to your DNA, in a traumatic event, it shows up in your DNA, like it shows up in a tree rings. So now of course it's going to be passed on to you, because you've got that DNA in you. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like exactly like you said, Charlotte, there's this bridge happening at the moment. And I almost feel that science is catching up. That's what I describe it as, not the other way around. So, but yeah. Anyway, Samantha, I hope you're inspired by all of that talk.
Yeah, inspired, slightly overwhelmed. Yeah, there's
Infinite
so
love
much,
and gratitude.
there's so much I want to do
Yeah.
and explore in this like limited lifetime. All right, thank you.
That's
Thanks,
okay.
everyone.
Thank you, Samantha. All right. that was amazing. Does anyone else have any insights, shares, or anything before we close up? It's okay.
One baby step at a time.
Yes. Yep.
Keep
Have your vision.
Have
and
your
just
vision, keep moving. Yeah.
Samantha, your talk is in Melbourne.
Mind, body, spirit one.
Oh, is that where it is though? Because you're saying you would like some help, but is it in Melbourne?
Oh no, this is a care event is in Kyneton actually. It's in Kyneton, which to make it a little bit easier for Melbourne people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect. And make sure you do post in the village as well, Samantha, because you never know who might be reading the message board and go, I'd love to be part of that. You know, just post everywhere.
Mm. I'm going
Sophia,
to talk to Copilot, put the ideas and get something in writing to share with everyone. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're in any Melbourne Facebook groups, community groups, just put it in there because as Catherine said, you never know who's going to read it. Just put it
Yep.
out there.
Or someone else might read it who knows somebody else and go, oh, hey, I read this post on Facebook, because that's what I do. I'm like, oh, hey, I saw this post on Instagram and I thought of you, like, So,
And you give it out to the universe, let the universe find the people, but you just post it.
yeah. Yeah. Is there anything anyone needs to know, Sophia, or just keep working? You're just working on the backgrounds.
Oh, for me, I'm not even here.
Okay, great. Perfect. See, there's
Um,
I loved when signed in. There was 3 sacred community people. I was like, I love this.
I was trying to find it because no, I'm still driving back from the North Coast right now.
Okay, great. Thank you for being in 2 places at once.
You're just a figment of my imagination.
But I'm glad I dropped in, and it's great to connect, and it's also to see everyone. And Samantha, I did send you a message, and just have an easy week, and we'll start again on Friday for the
Yeah.
spiritual entrepreneurs.
Yes. Spiritual Entrepreneurs Exchange Friday.
Yeah. All right.
Are you doing your wisdom circle on Thursday, Samantha? Are you gonna
Yes. Wisdom Circle. Are you part of that, aren't you, Joe? You're one
Yes.
of the
It's in my
panel.
calendar. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
I love that.
Forward to that.
All
Okay.
right.